Can't wait till it's warmer so I can quit wearing this damn hoodie. I want to tell you a story about when I was 7 years old, 6, 7. I was, my dad was looking at a car after we got done swimming in the lake, and we stopped at this house. They had like a concrete pad in their driveway, and he was out looking at the car with the owner or whatever, and me and my neighbor and my brother were in the back of the truck, just kind of being kids, like just chilling in the back of the truck. Well, me being the daredevil I was, stood up on the side of the truck, on the side of the truck bed, and my neighbor, we were just kids, like we were just kids. He grabbed my ankles and kind of jerked them backwards. Well, I fell straight to the concrete on my face, and man, it hurt bad. You just hear like a crack, and my dad, I was bleeding everywhere, and my dad picked me up and dropped my house was on the way to the hospital pretty much, so he dropped the boys off, fed to the hospital. He actually ran a red light and got pulled over. Well, he pointed to me and told the cop, he's like, "Hey, can you meet me at the hospital?" And the cop's like, "Yeah, I'll just follow you there," and whatever. I don't know if he ever got even a ticket out of it, but the cop saw that I was like all bloody and stuff, and just that he was in a hurry. And so anyway, we got there, and they did some testing, did whatever, and took an X-ray and sent me home with a concussion, and just said keep an eye on him, whatever. Well, later that night, I was sleeping by the fire, and we had like little wooden living room chair things, whatever. And luckily, my brother came out and had looked at me and saw that I was like having a seizure, which he didn't know what that was at the time, but he just went and got my mom and said something was wrong with me. And here I had like vomited, and like luckily I didn't like choke on my vomit, but I was having a seizure, and I threw up in my mouth, and like it was just, so they took me to the hospital, and said something's not right. They sent me to another hospital. They actually life flighted me to another hospital, and then they took some more testing and found out that I had mucus going up into my brain through a hole in my nasal cavity, which they didn't catch at first, and it was actually causing spinal meningitis. So they did some testing and stuff, and they took some skin from behind my ear, and they used it to seal the spot, or they closed up the hole or whatever, and sent me home, sent me on my way. And a couple months go by. I was actually staying at a friend's house, and I was still like 6, 7 years old. I was staying at his house overnight. We got a pizza, and I woke up like in the middle of the night, and I was like throwing up like all this pizza and stuff. And they called my parents, and they came and got me and took me to the hospital again, and they life flighted me to I think it's Pittsburgh Hospital, where they said they ran some more testing, and they shoved like these cotton ball things up my nose, and put some dye in my spine and tipped me upside down, and seen where the dye ran, and they said that there was still a leak in like that nasal passage or whatever. And come to find out, that first procedure didn't work, and they ended up taking like muscle tissue from my left upper thigh, and they cut from ear to ear over top of my head and went down through that way and sealed it up real good. And luckily I was good ever since. There was I missed a lot of school, but to stay with my class, so I didn't have to like stay back and grade or anything. I had to have a tutor come and do all my homework with me and stuff like that. And all the kids from my school sent me cards, like get well cards and stuff, and it was pretty awesome. So yeah, I guess ever since the beginning, I was kind of like a whatever. I don't know if you want to call me lucky or accident prone, or I don't know what you want to say, but ever since the beginning, I've been kind of a medical miracle or something like it. If I don't know if you want to call it that. But yeah, that's that story. If you're new here, I got plenty more stories. You're welcome to subscribe. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks.